Welcome to the Ninth House, guys. I'm your host, Victor Eves. Make yourself at home. Alright, this video is, as you can tell by the title, is the parable of heaven and hell. You may have already heard about this parable before. If you didn't, it's floating around on YouTube and the internet. I saw another version of this on Instagram, and I also saw another version of this on YouTube, which I will attach the clip to towards the end of the video. But essentially where I first heard about this parable from was from this book right here called The Essential Zohar by Rav P.S. Berg. And this book is very important to me, and I'll explain why. A year ago, before I read this book, I think I explained this in my introduction video. If not, it may have been in another introduction video which I didn't upload, the one that I kind of cut. I was explaining how my belief was completely different a year ago. You know, maybe a year from now, my approach to life will be different than my approach to life currently. I'm always advancing. I'm always growing, and as I grow, my channel will grow. But a year ago, my impression or my approach to life was that the ego was the path to salvation. What do I mean by that? I do a lot of research under YouTube, and not just books, alright? So I'm not just YouTube and all that stuff, but I do books, read books, and I'm also a graduate of a university, graduated University of North Florida, 2016. Sociology is my major. Creative writing my minor, but I also took minor with business. That's a lizard right there. He's like, okay, I want to be a part of your video. No, you can't be a part of my video. You stay over there. Stay over there. You're looking at me like I'm crazy. Go. Doing YouTube videos outside, man. But I like the scene. You know, this right here speaks to me. But yeah, a year ago, I also was saying that my business management was also another minor in education, but I really graduated with creative writing, and that's where I stand. You know, I've been substituting ever since, doing odd jobs and so on and so forth. But a year ago, my approach was the ego was salvation, black magic. What is white magic? What is black magic? And I stumbled across this video on YouTube by a YouTuber, EA Coeding. And he pretty much he's very, in my opinion, he's very charismatic. A very charismatic YouTuber. He talks to the camera as if he really knows what he's talking about. And I'm not saying that he's wrong outright. I mean, everyone, you know, everything is a learning process, as you will learn soon enough that hell is a learning process. So whether you are on the side of dark or light, you're going to understand one day that the light is salvation. You don't understand it now, but whether you gotta die and reincarnate and come back over and over and over again, you're going to realize that hell is darkness and light is heaven. You know, not necessarily that you gotta say Jesus' name and acknowledge that Jesus is Lord and then you be into heaven, because I don't believe in any of that stuff. I believe that the light is a characteristic. You know, it's how you approach life. You know, are you a good person? Do you have goodness in your heart? You know, that's the only way you're going to reach heaven on earth. And if you can sustain heaven on earth, you can sustain that heavenly embodiment in the afterlife after you die. That's my belief. You know, a year ago, I looked at Ye Coeding. He talks about, you know, well, there's no power in giving up your power to, you know, an omnipotent being that you have no control over. You know, he pretty much describes how Oh yeah, you want to get control, get the things that you want. You want to have the motorcycles, you want this, you want that. And you can do that if you call upon the right demons. Alright? And after hearing about that, I did more research concerning this black magic. And I stumbled across a Satanist website. I can't remember exactly the name of the website, but it pretty much describes how we have it reversed, that Satan is God and God is the devil, and how Satan has been cast out of heaven because of some reason. I can't remember, but pretty much they're trying to describe that Satan wants to give you everything. Satan wants to give you love, and by love, all the things of your heart, like your lust. If you want a lot of women, you want the materialistic world, you can get all those things. You just gotta call upon the right entities. The entities are here for you. They're here to give you what you want and what you desire. And that didn't sound too wrong to me. And in a sense, that is not entirely incorrect, because the world and the universe is conspiring for you. That's the reason why it resonated with me. But the thing that kind of threw me off and a lot of people is that they talk about how you gotta sell your soul to the devil, and that's not necessarily what you need to do. You don't have to sell your soul. You don't have to summon any demons. You don't have to summon any of these things for the universe to work for you if you understand how the light works. The light merely is actually empowerment. Imagine yourself being in charge of a nation like Donald Trump, right? And while you're in charge, you gotta make all these heavy decisions that will perhaps save a lot of people's lives or kill a lot of people. And oftentimes you're gonna bear most of the blame. You're gonna be mostly the scapegoat. Everyone's gonna look at you and say that you're doing wrong when you're doing wrong, but whisper your accomplishment. It's a lot of responsibility that comes with being a leader. So imagine you not having to take that role, but still get all the benefits. You don't have to be in charge. You can let someone else be in charge. But still, if you want to go to another country, you can go to another country. If you want to have a lot of money, you can have a lot of money. But you don't have to worry so much about, am I making the right moves? Am I doing the right things? Because you have given up all that power. And in a sense, empower yourself with everything else. I don't know if that makes any sense. But once you give up that power, that's power in itself. That you have control over yourself. And once you understand what like how powerful the universe is, and allowing the universe to take charge and to just flow with the universe, you're going to understand. But I'll get more into that later on. I don't mean to keep talking, because like I told you, I am here for the parable, and it's already 9 minutes. Alright, so without further ado, the parable. With an angel for his guide, the visitor is first ushered through the gates of Gehenna, which he is surprised to find are made of finely wrought gold. The gates, in fact, are incomparably lovely, as in the verdant landscape that lies beyond them. All this is quite astonishing to the visitor, who turns to his angelic guide in disbelief. It's all so beautiful, the man says. The sight of meadows and mountains, the sounds of the birds singing in the trees, the scent of thousands of flowers. And then another scent catches the attention, the aroma of food being prepared. The angel leads the visitor towards an immense banquet table laden with every sort of delicacy. However, something is terribly wrong. Hundreds of people, are seated around the table, but they all appear to be starving. Their emaciated condition is painful to see in the midst of such bounty. But even worse is the frustration and anger they obviously are experiencing. Each person at the table has a long-handled spoon chained to its wrist. The handles are so long that no one can place food in his mouth. But that does not prevent the condemned souls from trying. For all eternity, they are struggling to feed themselves a meal that is right before them, but that might as well be 100 miles away. Taken aback by the tragic spectacle, the visitor is now more than ready to visit paradise, and the angel immediately complies. At once, they pass through another set of golden gates, alike in every detail to the gates of hell. In fact, a great deal about the two locals seem to be identical, including the banquet table and the diners chained to their utensils. But the people around this table are well fed and happy, despite the fact that their circumstances are identical to those of the damned. The difference is not in the physical situation, but in how they respond to it. As you might have guessed by now, instead of trying to feed themselves, each of the souls at this table feeds the one across the table. And just like what you just heard, a year ago from today, my approach to life and how I responded to it was entirely different than how I responded to it now. Thanks to this book, the Essential Zohar, I am able to look at life a lot differently. While I once thought there was power in darkness, I see power now in the light. While I once saw the ego as the way, I see now that there's only one source, and that is source energy. And in later videos, I hope to pin down that point a little bit better and to clarify what I mean. And do reviews on this book. And I'm also reading another book called The Tree of Life. I'm reading also plenty of books that you will hear from later on down the line, and you also hear more parables, and you also hear a lot more of what I've discovered. So there's a lot that you can pull from if you follow me on this channel. Subscribe. Once again, if you have any questions or you see something that you want to add to my content, if you want to add anything, let me know in the comment section below. Any questions, comment that as well. Or if you want to be a little bit more private, you can email me at victorsninthhouse@gmail.com. All of that should be in the description. So once again, this is the Ninth House. I'm your host, Victor, and I pray that you continue to stay with me. Thank you.